Hello, my name's Rob, otherwise known as Huge5, and it's literally been 20 seconds since the last vlog. Maybe even less than that. But the point is, I said I wanted to talk about something, which is true. I do want to talk about something, because I had a revelation last night, or rather, I was thinking about things last night, and what I thought about was, I've heard people talk about guilty pleasure YouTubers, and what I mean by that is YouTubers that people watch for like their guilty pleasure. And when I thought about mine, I could never think of one. I honestly don't. And sometimes it's not even YouTubers. Sometimes it's just certain content. Like, I know some people watch, like, pimple popping videos as a guilty pleasure. Not really my thing. I could class ASMR as a guilty pleasure, but I don't, considering I only ever listen to it when I'm trying to fall asleep, because I can't fall asleep. Well, I can. I can fall asleep when it's dead quiet, but I actually find it quite difficult to fall asleep when it's dead quiet. So, I normally like to listen to music, or I watch TV until I fall asleep, but watching TV until I fall asleep doesn't really help, considering my brain like clicks a switch and it's like, oh, I'm watching TV, so I'm doing this, that, and the other, and I'm going to stay awake to finish it, and blah, blah, blah. Eventually, fair enough, I do actually fall asleep, eventually, while watching TV, but it's not all that good. So, I would listen to music, but then music, again, Jesus, that's not exactly perfect, such as that slice of cheese, considering it was way too thick. It's not exactly perfect, considering it's upbeat and I sort of like sing along, and that somewhat keeps me more awake. Not as more awake as the TV, obviously, but still keeps me awake. I got like recommended to listen to like Rainfall. I did for a little while, and what I mean by a little while, I mean all of like I think 2 videos, so 2 days. And I was just like, no, this isn't my thing, because it kind of just reminds me of the Welsh weather, and rain isn't exactly what I was looking for. I like actual voices. Actual voices to listen to while I fall asleep. It's strange. Like, I'm quite strange. I mean, like that. But everyone knows that I am quite strange. Like, if you didn't, you do now. But yeah, that's why I found this ASMR thing. Now, I don't actually tingle from ASMR. I don't tingle. I'm one of the common people who literally listen to it to relax and to fall asleep while listening to it. Because people do just listen to ASMR just for that. Like, for me, for example. But other people do listen to it because it sends like tingles from the top of their head down through the spine and blah blah blah. But so far, out of all of the ASMR videos that I've watched, I've never once found a quote unquote quote trigger that does it. I don't think I'm special enough to have these quote unquote tingles. But the point was to talk about was the guilty pleasure anime. Anime? I don't think I have a guilty pleasure anime, no. But the guilty pleasure YouTube. So like I said, some people, it's actual certain channels. I can't remember think it's something Steve, I think. I can't remember his name, but it's a lot of people's. Like this one channel, again, I think the name is like something Steve. This one channel, that's like a lot of people's like guilty pleasure YouTube channel. Again, can't remember the name. I wish I could, but can't remember the name. Yeah, like I said, other people's, it's not just a channel, it's actual like videos, such as pimple popping videos, which is strange. Well, I think it's strange anyway. It's not going to be strange for the person who enjoys watching them, obviously, but I personally think it's strange. As I was saying, as far as I knew, I didn't actually have a guilty pleasure, like, YouTube channel or certain type of content or this, that, and the other, and I've left all the cups upstairs at night. Now, yesterday, I thought my guilty pleasure was Leafy is Here, because I've like binge watched a load of his stuff, like yesterday and the night before, and also like one or two things last night. But then it hit me on. My guilty pleasure when it comes to YouTube is finding new channels and binge watching a load of content. Considering I have done that, I'm thinking that's what my guilty pleasure is. Considering I can think of a lot of channels that I've like binge watched a load of their content, but then stopped watching altogether, and even eventually unsubscribed from them. But no, I was never subscribed from them. As far as I know, Leafy is Here is my new guilty pleasure YouTube channel. In about next week or next month, I'll find another one. Considering Leafy is Here, it's probably gonna wear off eventually. Like I like his sort of outlook on things, and I agree with a lot of things he says, but I'm pretty sure eventually I'm gonna get sick of him. Same with a lot of other YouTube channels. Like it was like one channel that I actually did subscribe to. He was a daily vlogger, or I think he only vlogged like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And his vlogging was about him helping him lose weight. It's fair enough. He was part of the larger. He was definitely a larger bloke, like quite large. And that was his thing. And I binged watched a load of his videos when I finally found his channel. Like I went, like it was quite new when I found it, so I went all the way to the start of his, and I watched all the way through until I finally caught up, and then I kept watching, and then I would wait for Sundays and then watch all three that he released on Sunday, and then I would so on and so forth. But eventually I just stopped. I eventually stopped, and then like a week or maybe 3 weeks later, I found a new channel that I binge watched a load of their content, and then just stopped, and so on and so forth. So I think that's what my guilty pleasure is when it comes to YouTube, is finding new content creators, binge watching a load of their content, and then just sort of stopping. It's kind of terrible, really, but I have actually like gone back to some. I have actually gone back to some channels to watch their content, but then it's just like, I can see why I stopped watching them now. So, yeah. But it's 1 o'clock. I want to be asleep at latest stuff 3. So I need to go and edit, as well as make a couple of videos public. tonight, considering I was going to do that last night, but I never got around to it. So, but the point is, yeah, whatever. I'm actually slowly catching up with myself when it comes to these vlogs. So, yeah.